Hi, all my buddies. I'm Katie Cullen. I'm here with AfterBuzz TV with Paul F. Tompkins. How are you doing today?
Katie, I'm very well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I'm having a grand old time.
I'm glad to hear it.
So, Thrilling Adventure Hour.
Yes.
10 years.
Yes.
And it's ending, sadly. What are your thoughts on that?
It's bittersweet because it's been a part of my life for 10 years, and it's such a wonderful group of people, and there's nothing like performing in front of an audience, and the fans are great, the cast is great, and we do it at Largo, which is my home away from home here in Los Angeles, but I do understand, having produced shows myself, that it's a very time-consuming thing, and when it's not your source of income, this is what happens with labors of love sometimes, is unfortunately sometimes something's got to give. But these guys, Ben and Ben, the creators, Acker and Black are the creators of the Thrilling Adventure Hour, have taken great pains to ensure that the show will live on in various forms, and we still will do live shows from time to time in different places and at home. So it's not, it's still alive. It's never going to be truly dead. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And we know one of those various forms is a pilot for Beyond Belief, the segment that you and Paget Brewster star in. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, it's something we've wanted to do for a really long time, and something that Acker and Blacker and Paget and I had all talked about just kind of, theoretically for such a long time. And then a couple of years ago, I think it was me, emailing everybody and saying, hey, let's get together and really talk about this and figure it out, and what should we do, And Ben wrote a tremendous script for a TV pilot, and we did some live readings of it in Los Angeles, a couple nights of those, and invited, potential investors, people who would be interested in that sort of thing. And we actually got some interest. It's not a ton of money, but we're going to be able to shoot some actual scenes from the show and do a presentation, and then hopefully somebody will bite on that, so we'll see.
Do you think you'll do a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo or anything like that?
I don't think so. We've been given money to do the presentation, and then from there, that will be filmed, and then it's like that's the thing to get someone to buy it, and so we wouldn't need to do a Kickstarter. I mean, to do a Kickstarter for a TV series, that would be a lot of money, especially when you're talking about special effects and all that sort of thing. Honestly, it is kind of a long shot, but crazier things have happened. There's certainly a precedent for a lot of supernatural TV shows that are on the air right now. So this might be exactly the right time to sell something like this.
Well, here's hoping.
Here's hoping indeed.
Is there anything the fans can do to support that endeavor, aside from maybe a prayer circle?
I would say if you have a birthday in the coming year, make that your wish when you blow out your candles. If you see a shooting star, if you find a penny, if you throw that penny into a fountain, any sort of positive vibes you can send. But really, at this point, the fans have done so much to get us even to this point, to where we feel like, hey, people like this, and we're kind of gambling that it will that the love of this and the chemistry that we have and the great writing will get somebody's attention, and they'll say, yeah, this should be on television.
Well, I will be finding pennies and looking for fountains, definitely. We're looking forward to seeing you and Paget on TV.
That's all we ask, guys. Pennies and fountains, pennies and fountains.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your other projects. Sure. You have, in addition to Thrilling Adventure Hour, you've been a host. You've done Varitopia, which I understand is on hiatus at the moment. Yeah, and that's another very involved live show that I produce. It's a variety show with music and comedy, and so it's a lot of moving parts. And as much as I love doing it, and I did a variety show in Los Angeles under another name for about 10 years, and took a break, then wanted to restart it, and then restarted it, and about 7 months in, I realized, man, I can't do this the way I want to do it on a monthly basis, because it's a big show, and so I think I need to do it maybe once or twice a year to really have time to rehearse and get the acts together and so that everybody feels comfortable. So the problem is doing it month to month. It's nobody's full-time job, including myself. So when we get together, for everyone it's a labor of love, and that also means we have very little time to throw everything together. So
Yeah, we'll see. That could be a Kickstarter in the future. Although I would love for someone who actually has money to say, yeah, I would like to fund this as a special, rather than make fans pay for it. I would like to just present it to them, but we don't always get what we want, so we'll see. But I love being a host, and and Varitopia is all my favorite things because it's sketch and it's working with other people and it's music, and so we'll see.
So basically everything under one roof, but only on special occasions now.
That's exactly right. Yes.
Awesome. We know you've also done stand-up comedy. Are there any plans to return to the stage in that capacity?
Yeah, I have an hour of material that I'm looking to record. It's been a while. It's been a couple of years since I put out an album, so I'm ready to go, and that'll probably be 2015. Some point in the coming year, I will record that and put it out.
One more thing to keep an eye out for.
That's right.
And you've done voice acting recently on TV.
That's right.
Would you like to talk a little about that?
Kind of TV. Netflix. Yeah, I do.
Well, Bob's Burgers as well.
Yes. Bob's Burgers are they're nice enough to call me in every once in a while and let me do various characters on that show. And I love Bob's Burgers, and that show I think is really... It's really, really funny, and it's such a great group of people. And I'm also doing the voice of Mr. Peanut Butter on the Netflix series BoJack Horseman, which is this crazy thing that dropped into my lap. And we're recording season 2 right now. And we just had Halloween, and a lot of people sent me pictures of themselves dressed as Mr. Peanut Butter. And it's a fine line between, this is just my Halloween costume, and I'm a member of the furry community. And, but I think for the most part, the furry people know, like, hey, this might not be your bag. So I'll just disseminate these pictures to people who will get my level.
Well, on Halloween, that Venn diagram overlap gets a lot bigger.
That's right. Halloween is a time for furries to relax.
Can we print that on a bumper sticker?
Oh, please. Absolutely. Embroider on a pillow for the furry in your life.
Okay, I will keep that in mind for a Christmas present.
There you go.
So is there anything that you haven't done yet that you would like to do? Feature film, live action, just anything on your career bucket list?
You know what? I would love to do a play. I haven't really done a play since high school, and I would love to do a play. I mean, one of the things that's great about the Thrilling Adventure Hour is it has that feeling of, you're working with an ensemble, and you're at the theater, and it's all live, and it all happens in one shot. But it would be so much fun to do an honest-to-God play, because the whole process of that, of rehearsals, figuring out the characters, the blocking, learning the lines, everything, all the way up to doing a run of the show, I love and I really miss, and I've had little tastes of it here and there over the years, but I would love to do like a run of like 2 months or something, and just work on that. But that's a real luxury, because no one gets rich in the theater, so that's like, if you have the time to do that, things are going great. So I would love for something to go so well that I could take the time it takes to do a run of a play.
Well, find some pennies and wishing wells, I suppose.
This is what it's all about, Katie. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me honest.
Anytime. So I have to ask, dramatic play, musical?
Oh, a musical would be so much fun. If I could do anything, I would do The Music Man. Honest to God, I love The Music Man.
I can see you doing that.
I'm not a huge musical theater fan. There's a few that I like, but The Music Man there's something really magical about that show. It's a very odd musical. It's really odd. The songs are strange. There's a very dark undertone to it. Like, this guy is coming to swindle a town, taking advantage of children. But
I can see you hawking 76 trombones.
I would do that in a shot. I would love to do that. Yeah, I would love to do that.
You gonna do a little of that now?
No, I'm not. Because if I do it now, I might ruin my chances of ever doing it if people are like, oh, no. This guy absolutely cannot do that.
Okay, polish your act and save it for the big time.
Absolutely, that's right. I'll rehearse in the shower.
So, do you have any upcoming projects that you'd like to talk about?
We're recording season 2 of BoJack right now. My show on Fusion, No You Shut Up, is coming back for season 3. That's a show on the Fusion Network. It's a sort of current events roundtable discussion featuring me as the host, and the panelists are all puppets from the Henson Company. It's a very odd show, and I'm very excited to be doing another season of it.
Well, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you, Katie. Thanks for having me.
Of course.